The beautiful harbor of Port McNeill is this year's stage for Orca Fest and a Lumberjack competition. It's been a couple of years since Lumberjack competition has been here in Port McNeill. We've got some in and out forecasts for rain all day. Right now it's raining. Before it wasn't. Well, we got the obstacle pole, and what a time for some rain to be coming in during the obstacle pole, because this is where they run on the logs and it can get as slick as ever.
That's right, obstacle pole. It's a tough enough event as it is. Running with a chainsaw, full length of an incline pole, throw a little water on top of that, and man, you're going to see some action.
Now, a couple of weeks ago, we were out in New Brunswick, where the rules are a little bit different. Here, the guys that got to run up the logs, that is the same. But what happens at the end here? How is it different from New Brunswick? It's Dave McLeod. Look at the balance on him there.
What an unbelievable show of athleticism by David. Almost, I thought he was going off that log. Man, look at him run this pole.
Dave McLeod, a veteran competitor in the OP, and he wins his first heat at a time of 17.14. And Dave McLeod, what great balance. But the rules are a little bit different here. They got to meet their cut using the bottom of the bar.
That's right. As you see right here in this replay, they cut halfway through the log with the bottom of the bar. Then when they swing around, their cuts have to meet, and they have to use the bottom of the blade for both cuts. So takes a little bit more talent here to do that, a little bit more skill than what we do in New Brunswick.
Sayward, British Columbia's Eddie Braun is in this heat, taking on Nick Russell, and Nick Russell was instrumental in setting up this whole show. Eddie Braun we haven't seen in a few years. Saw him a couple of years ago on Lumberjacks, and he's a competitor. He's a feisty competitor. Nick Russell, he's a solid veteran competitor as well.
That's right. I really like Eddie Braun. He's a really aggressive, throws himself right at this event, and he's not stopping for a thing. Look at this guy run the pole. Nick
Russell comes on the opposite side of the pole, and a photo finish there. Who's got it? Looks like the judges are going to say Eddie Braun's got it with a time of 16.86. And he's got a great job here. Again, it's all about balance, and you just go at it here down the pole.
That's right. You see the spikes on the bottom of their feet. He actually made a real effort there to make sure he touches at the bottom of the pole. Those red marks at the bottom, they have to make sure they touch below that before they hit the ground, and he did that very well.
Well, he actually edges out Nick Russell in 13/100ths of a second as we head into our next heat. We got Terry Basso taking on Brad Laviolette. Now, Brad's a newcomer to the sport. Terry Basso's been around for eternity, and again, it should be a great race.
That's right. Usually you expect the young guys, they've got lots of speed, lots of agility. The young, and of course, they've got all kinds of energy. You expect them to come out first in the obstacle pole.
Both guys into their cuts at the end of the pole here. Terry Basso's got a souped-up saw there. They all have souped-up saws. Low, almost losing their balance. Brad does it. He makes it to the end there, and Terry Basso makes it to the end just behind Brad.
Doesn't look good coming down the pole, though, Bill. Interesting to see how this looks in the slow-mo replays, because I think they both missed the bottom of the pole.
Yeah, right there. You can see doesn't make the line. Both guys are getting DQs here. The judges have notified us, both exact same infraction.
That's right. Coming off the pole before their foot touches the bottom end of the pole, and of course you have to run the full length of the pole. Doesn't do it there, so they take a DQ.
Well, they both had great time. This is Angus Brown. He's actually the son of Mickey Brown, the guy who works for Western Forest Products, instrumental in putting this show together as well. Angus is new to the sport. They corralled him into this competition, taking on Matt Hurling from down the southern part of the island, Sook, British Columbia, and Angus slips as well.
You can see Angus doesn't have those caulks on the bottom of his shoes, and again, this pole is wet to boot. So again, you got to take your time. He's not too scared of the obstacle pole, Buck. He must work at this stuff, because he's not not wasting any time at all getting up that log.
He doesn't get the full disc, and Angus, he misses the line. He's going to take a DQ, having a good time at it. You're a big guy with the balancing act there, and I mean, goodness, you were doing a great job until that very, very end there, where you just didn't hit the red line, I guess.
Yeah. What can I say? I try again in 2 weeks, Port Alberni, give her a go there.
Eddie, I haven't seen you for a couple of years, but the obstacle pole, you're obviously still on your game there, and just tell me about your run there.
A little bit of luck played into it, I think. I've been out in logging camps for most of the last 2 years, so I haven't really been able to compete, but I guess instinct took over. I ran a pretty good race.
You're always a kind of guy that goes all balls out. That's the only way you know how to do it, right?
Pretty much, yeah. You know, it's crash and burn or finish first.
Well, for a short guy, he's got some long strides going up that pole, and he does it in a real hurry. Nick Russell just being edged out by Eddie Braun by 13/100ths of a second.